So in her blind hatred of the president, she made a crucial error. Not just the Democrats' error in inviting her, but her error during her testimony. She let her zeal to impeach this guy, her absolute disdain for the president, come out and cause her to bring Donald Trump's 13-year-old son into the picture. Now, the left loves bringing children into politics. They do it all the time. They did it with the Parkland kids after the shooting at Parkland High School. They brought these traumatized kids in and put them on a pedestal, put them on a stage, gave them a lot of money, gave them a big spotlight. Obviously, they're doing that now with Greta Thunberg, the environmentalist child from Sweden. And they're putting her on a stage, and they're giving her a lot of attention, and they're foisting her right in front of the media. That's an awful thing. That is absolutely indefensible. But that's kind of their MO. They don't just do it, though, for kids who want the spotlight. Barron Trump has very much shied away from the spotlight. He doesn't go on stage. He doesn't want to be in the media. And this woman, as she's describing why Trump is so awful, he's so awful because he thinks he's a king. He's so awful because he thinks he's a royal. She decides to bring his 13-year-old son into it. Big no-no.
What comparisons, Professor Carlin, can we make between kings that the framers were afraid of and the president's conduct today?
So kings could do no wrong because the king's word was law. And contrary to what President Trump has said, Article 2 does not give him the power to do anything he wants. And I'll just give you one example that shows you the difference between him and a king, which is the Constitution says there can be no titles of nobility. So while the president can name his son Baron, he can't make him a baron.
Oh, yeah, all right, folks, try the veal. Tip your waitress. I'll be here all week. See you later. The really egregious thing about that statement is not that she brought the president's 13-year-old son into the mix. She shouldn't have done that. It's just how totally lame that joke was. It was such a reach. It was such a stretch. If the pun's not going to work, just let it go. If the joke's not going to work, just let it go. You don't have to do that. Melania Trump did not like that line. Melania Trump comes out there. She tweets, quote, "A minor child deserves privacy and should be kept out of politics. Pamela Karlan, you should be ashamed of your very angry and obviously biased public pandering and using a child to do it." And she's absolutely right. And I will say, as somebody who goes on camera a lot, Pamela Karlan, you should be very embarrassed by how totally lame that pun was. If you're going to try to make a joke in public like that, and you're going to workshop it and write it and be prepared to give it, it should be at least 400% funnier than it was. That was very, very lame and also inappropriate. And she felt it was obviously getting such blowback that she came out and apologized for her earlier remarks during the same testimony.
I want to apologize for what I said earlier about the president's son. It was wrong of me to do that. I wish the president would apologize, obviously, for the things that he's done that's wrong, but I do regret having said that.
Thank you, Professor.
That's not an apology. That's not how you do an apology. When you do an apology, you don't say, hey, I'm really sorry that I did this, but really that big jerk made me do it anyway. But anyway, I'm really sorry. It's like an abusive husband doesn't say, oh, I'm really sorry that I physically harmed you. I mean, you did burn the pot roast, so let's try to keep that in mind. And I wish you didn't burn the pot roast, but anyway, I'm really sorry. It's not an apology. But even more than that, this wasn't a line that she just came up with in the moment. Right? It wasn't just some flippant thing that she said. She obviously had thought about this. It's such a weird, stretchy, lame pun. She obviously was workshopping this when she was preparing her testimony. She was probably workshopping it in the bathroom mirror in the morning. That's fine. People do that when they're speaking in public, but it wasn't some spur of the moment, I'm sorry, I got carried away, I don't know what I was thinking. She said it. I mean, she wrote it. She planned it. And then she got blowback, and then she had to apologize. So really bad. I think the worst part of the day for Democrats, in terms of their top witnesses, was this woman. She didn't make the case for impeachment terribly well. Nothing that we hadn't heard before. And I think she really damaged Democrats' credibility. If you enjoyed that video, Honestly, even if you didn't enjoy that video, please hit the like button so that the rest of the YouTubes knows that our content is the best content out there.